Okay, so because we have Francisco Almonte here working, I figured I would ask him a few questions so that you guys could learn something about how cigars are made. But before that, I just want to ask him about DBL. How did you start this company? Oh, you know who we are!
All right, so my life has been in boring cigar business. Third generation in my family, 68 members. Imagine that.
That's amazing.
95,000 people live in my town, over 157 cigar factory. I was 3 weeks ago in Dominican visiting, the cigar factory, and I asked the people, how many cigar factories we already have right now? They said over 200. Wow. It's unbelievable. So we have two things in Tamboril, which is the capital of cigars around the whole world. Is of many kids plays baseball. They go to school, and they enjoy baseball no matter they don't have resource. They can make, back in the day, they cut one stick from the tree and then they take a sock and they prepare and they play baseball that way. That was back when I was a kid, and we love baseball. But in the other side, most of the people work in the cigar business. So my dad have in the living room, he got his factory. He started at the beginning of 80. We are Ray, which means the king. So it was a local business that he has just to serve tobacco in the countryside, because in my country, people back in the day, they hate cigars.
Really?
People that work in the countryside, construction, agriculture, they love to smoke cigars. People that work very hard love cigars. But if you go to the capital in the 90s, people hate cigars. Now it's a fashion. Yeah. Now it's a boom. Most of the cigars that my dad used to serve was, in all the countryside, people that work very hard. But everything changed. So what I spent my whole life learning with my dad, how to make what we call doggy, little dog, which is like a Corona size cigars, that we don't use any mold to press the cigar. It's not a vitola, but it's a cigar, like a cheroot with cap. Right. Okay, like a cheroot with cap. That's the word. That's the definition. And we used to sell like for 20 cents, 15 cents in Dominican Republic, And that's how I started. But before that, all my dads and mothers, they smoke cigars. My mother never smoked a cigar. They always smoke cigar. My dad's still smoking cigar. He got 74 years old, and you know him. And he smokes 3-4 cigars every day normally without any problem, full body. So then I went to Fuente, and I worked like 6 years with Don Carlos Sr. and Juan Sosa from Sosa Cigar. Okay, maybe you heard about that brand in the past. And then when I finished college, imagine that, I put a suit in my backpack. Listen to this. I wake up at 5:30 to go Fuente to the facility number 4. That was in 1997. When I finish working at 5 o'clock, immediately I go to the college to study industrial engineering. Thanks God, I graduated in 1998, and then I get a request from La Flor Dominicana to become the production manager and blender.
That's LFD in case you're...
Yes, and I started in 2000. I spent almost 10 years working with them. Everybody knows the story about LFD, good cigars, great guys with Lito Gomez and Inez Lawrence. And then I said, what next? My whole life had been in cigars, so I want to move on. So I decided to stay with my family in New York and then focus on my own projects. And that's how DBL, Dominican Big Leaguer Cigar, started. It's not related to cigars. It's not related to baseball. It's because we are V as a cigar manufacturer in Dominican Republic. And the two things that we do is baseball and cigar. But I'm not talking about baseball. I'm talking about that we are V. There is no country that made more cigar locally and outside. Oh, Nicaragua had 2 years importing more to the United States, yes. But we got, before that, 23 years, and in Dominican, we made more than 40 million cigars that people are smoking today.
40 million, wow. That's amazing. And by the way, what he's not going to tell you is what a wonderful, heartful man this Francisco is. During the crisis with COVID and everything, he paid all his employees. He does the right thing all the time. You should know this. So you want to buy DBL. By the way, his Lanceros, you know, they have a lot more flavor because there's more wrapper. They're fantastic. That's what I'm smoking now, in case you're asking. Talking about cigars, what's involved as far as binder, filler, wrapper? How do you do what you do?
At the beginning, it was very tough because when you start a business, you don't have a lot of resources.
Right.
And I'm coming from the bottom, right? And I wasn't growing tobacco. So I get some feedback from people saying to me, oh, Francisco, I asked, what do you think I should do? Focus on marketing or focus on growing my own tobacco? You know, and I did the wrong, according to them, I do the wrong thing because they want me to put money onto the market side, and I decide to grow tobacco instead. So I focus on growing tobacco because the only way, Ari, to keep consistency, it is if you grow most of the tobacco that you use.
I think you made the right choice.
Yeah. And that's what I did. And hopefully I had a couple of years using my own tobacco. And everybody, I don't have to ask the people.
Right.
I just feel it with the search. Right. The company's growing. The people is getting more happy with the cigar because we have more consistency. And that's my focus. Do a nice product with a nice representation, with a good price point. That's my focus. And keep the consistency.
Well, you've done it. You've succeeded. So I hope you learned something today about a great man with a great cigar line. And we'll see you next time.